open the floor for questions.
Good afternoon. I wanted to know what you guys would do if I changed all these around. You guys would know which one yours. Well, let me tell you a little about Saluki women's basketball. We are super excited to be heading into the season. I think last year when we hit probably 4 or 5 games into the season and lost 3 out of our top 6 kids, that we knew that we were going to struggle anyway because everything was so brand new. To coming into this year and we're 14 strong and everyone's back and healthy, and I feel very fortunate we've got a very coachable squad. They're learning. We're a lot further along this year than we were last year. Kids are picking things up a lot quicker. Our new additions, our 3 freshmen and our 1 junior college player that's come in have made an impact right away, especially offensively. And I think that's something that we were looking for. There are certain things that we want to improve on. Obviously, defense, we're always going to want to improve on every year. I think we're going to be able to play a lot more of the defense that we've been trying to throw in the style-wise of really getting after people and trapping and changing things up and mixing it up. I think that we obviously want to shoot the 3 pretty well. That's something we did not do well at all last year. And I think that will be improved. I think our shooting percentage overall will be very solid. But really look forward to having the return of Diana Pierre inside. She proved that she was one of the best players in the conference last year, being first team all-conference. Again, preseason all-conference this year. And then obviously the return of Cartasia Macklin, who I think will also be key for us. Cartasia, I think, is a lot better than she was whenever you guys saw her last. You know, it was last year or the year before. I know she only played a few games with us last year, but she's making such better decisions out on the floor. She'll play totally an off guard. I feel very good about our point guard position. I don't think we have anything set in stone, but the 2 kids at point guard that have been putting in good time is Rashonda Napier, who was out last year, but she's doing very well. And then our new young lady from Lakeland Junior College, who was an All-American candidate or All-American player, Blair Stevenson. Both of them are playing extremely well. And what I love about it is you don't miss a beat with either one of them. They both shoot the 3 well, they both attack the basket, they both play defense, and they're both very good leaders. So that is an improved position from last year. So as you can see, I'm really excited, and it's always easy to be excited when we haven't played a game. So I don't have that list of things that we need to do better, where it's nice when you're just leading up to and you're trying to get better every day. And like I said, you can ask for a better group of young ladies right now. You know, no one's been in trouble. They're going to class. They're getting good grades, and they come ready to play every day. And our energy level and our communication level you know, they're outstanding. And when you have that, you can make a lot of things happen. And that's obviously our goal. Every year we want to win the Valley. Every year we want to go to postseason play. That's not going to change. So it's just how we're going to do there. We'll have to make adjustments during the year. But right now, I think things are looking in the right direction. At this time, we have any questions?
Coach, what do you feel like? I know you guys are only a couple weeks into practice, but what do you feel like the identity of this year's team is, at least so far?
I would tell you that I think that this group is going to be very good defensively, and I use the word tenacious because what I really like is the fact they're very competitive. So when I have a group that's not playing very hard defensively, you sub them, and the next group's going to get it done. And that's what I love. And that's, you know, our depth allows us to do that. You know, last year, you know, we only had 8 scholarship kids at the end of the year versus now we have 14 kids. So that does give us a little bit more of a luxury.
Do you feel like going through that, though, with the injuries last year, I mean, did it make you coaches, you know, better at your job having to deal with that and sort through all of that?
Well, I hope we're always better every year. I think that it's always a learning situation whenever you take over a new program and you get to know how kids react in different scenarios. And I think it made our kids stronger, I think it made us coaches stronger, but probably more importantly, I think it made us very unified. And that's what I look forward to as a coach, because when you have a unit that will work hard together and for each other, things go better.
Cartesian and Blair coming in, how much do you think that'll help your scoring at the ground splash?
Well, I hope it helps a lot. You know, that's, as much as I love defense, I also like us to score a lot of points. So I think that what I really like out of both of them right now is that they're making good decisions on what kind of shots. You know, we chart uncontested shots and we chart contested shots and then points in the paint. And obviously we want points in the paint to be huge, and we want to have a high number of uncontested shots. We want to work really, really hard every single possession for an uncontested shot. And that is where those two young ladies, if you give them an uncontested shot, they're going to make most of them.
How do you like how your schedule sets up this year?
You know, I never like our schedule, so that's always a tough question. I don't like that we're away early, because I think it's really important for your home base. I mean, I can't remember, I think we might have one home game before, in the first semester, and that's a big deal to us because we want a lot of student participation. So, but we'll have to work on that in the future. But I like the way it is because I think that we will definitely be challenged in pre-conference play, and everything's about conference play anyway, because that's who wins the Valley Tournament goes on. So that's what we're aiming for anyway. So if we can continue to get better playing Illinois, Memphis, Toledo, Oregon State, and I think that there isn't a team I don't think that we can match up with. So I think we'll be all right.
Another thing on schedule, is there any reason you're starting a couple of weeks later than usual? Last year you had two exhibitions and you started October 25th. Any reason why you started November 7th this time?
Well, that's the first time I think, well, we can start exhibitions right at the beginning of November. I think the 14th is the first day we can actually play. So, but we do have, just one exhibition because we're having a little private scrim with somebody else.
Are you satisfied with the size on your club this year compared to the other Valley teams, or would you, I mean, you can't, too late now, obviously, but I mean, you had 3 6'1" people and 1 6'2". I know Pierre is a monster with the board, he can block shots, but are you satisfied? I guess you'll have to.
You're answering your own question. I do like our size. I think in our conference, it seems like a lot of teams play 4 guards and 1 post, and some of them play 5 guards. So I actually think that our post play is one of the better in the conference, and I think we need to utilize that. There'll be times when we'll play 1 post at a time, but other times we'll play 2. And who knows, if we have the right matchups, we might play 3. We've emphasized all year long to our post players that got a guard on the perimeter, and the more of all our kids being able to guard on the perimeter, we'll put in a lot of bigs if we can do that.
Do you feel better about your depth in that position with Selena coming in and Asia coming back as well, and Alexis Patterson?
Yes, I do feel really good about our depth, and I think one major reason is I feel like Diana is getting challenged this year. I felt last year we didn't really have anybody that could challenge her on a daily basis, and I think Selena Van Hefty is definitely learning what it takes to play at this level, and she is giving Diana her money's worth. And I would also tell you, I think Kim Nebo, returning player that's a sophomore, she has returned in unbelievable shape, has worked on her game all summer. I think could be one of the most improved players on our team. I think she's going to get a lot of playing time because of it.
What kind of role will Alexis Patterson have on the team?
Alexis, I think that Alexis is one of those kids that just going to depend on the situation. I mean, as Alexis gets in better shape, I think that she'll see her role improve and enhance. I think Alexis is tough to guard inside, and we want to utilize that. She also has a very high basketball IQ, and she knows, she learns quick, and she knows where everyone needs to be. So she's a very good leader on the floor. So I think you can always utilize that in some capacity, you know, and I think that right now, you know, the key for us is just getting her in basketball shape where she can go, you know, longer than 4 minutes at a time.
How do you think Ariel Haynes came up?
Of who?
Ariel Haynes.
Ariel Haynes. I think Ariel, you know, what I like about Ariel, she can play inside or outside. She's such a good rebounder. She scores really well in the paint. She's tough to guard inside because of just being a lefty, you know, throws people off. And then I think she has the ability to go out there on the perimeter. She can hit the three. And I think Ariel is another one of those kids. I mean, you know, we talked about you got to improve your ball handling. She works very hard on it. You got to improve your defense. She works really hard at it. So you can't. You can always find a place for somebody like that. And the thing that she's versatile, that's even better because we can just throw her anywhere then, besides point.
How do you see the conference playing out this year?
I see it in my head as us winning the Valley. If that happens, that'd be awesome. But I also see, I think that Wichita State's going to be a tough team to handle. I think Drake and Northern Iowa are very, very good. I think Loyola is a little bit underrated at this point. I think they're going to be very good because they have a young lady that sat out last year with a knee injury, Simone Law, who's very good. But those three in particular, I think are going to be tough. Everyone's improved. We had a very young conference last year as far as talent, so everyone's back.
Is this group going to be able to pass a little bit, cut down on the 20-plus turnovers per game?
I think you ask me that every time. I do think that our turnovers will be cut down. I think our kids are making better decisions, but I think a lot of that is they are more comfortable in the system. And that is something that's hard to teach. I mean, you can't tell a kid when they should be comfortable in the system. It's got to come. And I think that they know now what to expect.
Almost 600 turnovers for the season is a lot of turnovers.
That was last year. This is a whole new year. You will not have to keep your hands up in the stands anymore.
Diane had a great year last year. She didn't necessarily shoot a high percentage. We challenged her to take different shots this year. Better shots, different shots.
Well, I think we've done that as a group. I mean, I would tell you that it was really tough for Diana last year because she had to get double figures for us and, you know, double figure rebounding for us to succeed or to have a chance even sometimes. So everybody was keying on her. Sometimes she had 4 shots because shot clock's going down and what do? You throw it to Diana. So, you know, she was kind of our bailout player at times too. And I think that we've got so many more improved players around her and better players around her that you'll see her shot selection also improve.
And we've already talked about this before, but has your opinion changed on redshirting kids? Are these kids good enough to play right away? You know, Selena and Kylie.
I don't look at redshirting unless I really don't think that kid's ready to play at this level yet. And honestly, when I see Selena and Kylie and Micah, our freshmen in practice, and they're the ones that are doing the majority of the scoring, or they're making the big play, it's hard for me to think about redshirting. And honestly, that's what they're doing right now. And I think you can ask our returners. Those guys are earning their minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if a freshman would happen to get on the starting lineup a couple times, if not a couple of them, because they're very talented. So. But like I said, that's the great thing, is they're bringing out the competitiveness out of everybody. So.
You know, you spoke to the depth. What would be kind of an ideal number rotation-wise that you would like to get to?
That is always a tough question. It's a great question on the depth. I mean, I've had teams that have been successful with a 10-person rotation. That's hard. It's usually between 8 and 10, depending on the game. But obviously with 14 kids, you know, you want them all to play. And that's where it becomes competitive. Everyone's got great attitudes now because we haven't started playing games yet. So we'll keep that going.
Any more questions for Coach Stein? All right, up next, we have Cartasia Macklin, Diana Pierre, and Hannah Shores available for one-on-one interviews. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.